皆さんだん。はい。はい。はい。
So, we've got Simon here to help us. He's normally the other side of the camera, recording all of this and working really hard editing it. What you see on YouTube is only a fraction of the amount of work he's actually put in to get it into as best quality as we can achieve. As mentioned in the key points, this idea of Tagumi, the Okinawan wrestling system. And we tend to look at a lot of these techniques as purely karate. But with a slight shift in mindset, they can be actually wrestling takedown style movements. So in the section where we have the block nukete, if you've been doing Okinawan karate for 30 years and bashing your fingers into rocks, you may be able to use that as a fighting system. But I think more realistically, it can set you up for a throw. So, for example, if we've had a Jodan attack, we've blocked. Instead of thinking this as a strike, we can use this round the back. So now we can twist the arm and use the foot movement and the body shift to take him down and strike. So a slight shift in mindset, it stops being a nukete and becomes a setup for a takedown. A classic judo tai otoshi, this hand is used to lift before you take down. So again, you can imagine this, instead of being a nukete, is taking him upwards. Then we can take him down. So just a change in how you think about it. If he's covered his solar plexus, we can use this, instead of thinking of it as a nukete, we can take this hand, drive it down to his hip to unbalance him. Now we can use the takedown. So all of a sudden your nukete from a so-so strike is actually setting you up into takedowns, which is very much old school karate. The concept of Tagumi, a lot of practical karate guys, Ian Abernethy and people like that, they do this three-phase system. The first phase is the classic striking techniques. The second phase is grappling. And the third phase would be on the floor into jiu-jitsu type floor work. So if we're in a grapple situation, this section of the kata has got a different interpretation. If we're in a grapple and he's got the top position and he's trying to strong arm me, I can use this So instead of thinking it as I block against a punch, it's a way to break his position, strike. So not much of a difference, but a whole lot of difference if you find yourself swamped. A lot of people out there now doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, and they want to grapple, they want to stand and strike. That's not their game. So just thinking about this a little bit differently gives you some more tools. And you can almost double the two up if you go that leg forward. Within the grapple position, I can break him, strike, take his leg, now takedown. So 2 sections of the kata and the nukete, we've broken a grappling position and taken him to the floor. So useful to think about it slightly differently. And I think this kata really does emphasise that. So hopefully you'll find that useful. There are variations within different styles, and it's always useful to have a look at what other people are doing, because you can get new ideas. And while researching this, I had a look at the Kyokushin version. The same, but they then do Kiristo before turning. And it seems to be that they use this as a means of controlling an opponent's leg. So if you come in. So we get the attack, Mio today. I try to get around his back to do the throw. He sees it coming, moves out the way. So now I take this leg inside or this way, use it to unseat him, and take him down. So that's a nice sort of variation, this Kiristo, and it gives us yet another flavour of takedown. So if you're Wado guys, steal stuff from other people. If you're non-Wado guys, hopefully steal stuff from Wado. And just round out your karate, give you a lot more options than just sticking exactly to one thing.
So, conclusion for Pinan Sandan. We always knew that this was going to be a kata where we got a lot of information, quite a lot to say, quite a lot to demonstrate. And that's purely, again, because the Pinan Nidan, Pinan Shodan are very basic for a lower grade. Pinan Sandan, that's the game changer. I must admit, I didn't realise it was so black and white. You know, Pinan Sandan is where it all sort of changes, because there's so much in there, so much involved with it. And we've tried to demonstrate that. We're not just doing, the Wado versions. Even the kata that I did, mine's an amalgamation of Takamizawa Sensei and Shimizu Sensei. They're Pinan Sandans. It's not one purely Takamizawa Sensei's, or it's purely Shimizu Sensei's. I've tried to put them all together in there, just to give it more of a rounded, different perspective on the kata. Obviously, again, on I stress it, if you're practicing these and your instructor doesn't like what you're doing, then don't do it. Don't do it. Go along with and respect them. I've always said that. And don't forget, we're trying to demonstrate here, as in with other katas, it's not strictly just the 4 directions. It's 180, 360 degrees that you should be able to put these applications in. Yeah, it doesn't have to be there to do this. It can be coming in from here. It can be coming even from here. So don't just be blinkered. Yeah. Also think where your Pinan katas, where they're taking you. Pinan Sandan, Seishan. Keep your mind open. As soon as you put those blinkers on, then you're going to stop learning. So, and especially I learned things listening to Sensei Kerry with the history. We was in communication with our colleagues across the Atlantic, and I was repeating it to these guys, and they go, "Yeah, that's exactly what it is." So we've tried to include that, and this leads me on to, don't just watch the videos, but let's have some communication with you guys. I don't mind you, messaging me or that, but it'd be nice sometimes to put some of these comments with the video. Yeah. Right underneath, then you can see what other people are realising. Not just, oh, that was good, that was bad, But just a little bit of communication, you know, and it sets ideas off as well. So it's not just the filming, it's the communication with you guys. Yeah, so we hope you've enjoyed it. We certainly have, especially this one.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, okay. And of course, we had our star role with Simon in there today. Another part of the crew is Rob Curry, one of our guys up north. He vets the videos. So he's another part of the team. He looks at it as an outsider, even though he's part of the group. He comes on the courses, but we film these, edit it, and then send it up to him for him to comment on them, because he's not been here on the day, he's not been involved with what we've been doing, what we've been discussing, but he just vets the final product, and it's valued communication on, you know, what we're saying and what we're doing, what we're videoing, how we're filming it, lighting, sound. It's a whole package in there that he does take some time out and check. So thank you very much, Rob.
And on Saturday gone, Sensei Alex Bittner came up from Guildford to train with us. And as per usual, we went for a pint afterwards. And he commented on my habit of pacing backwards and forwards when I'm doing my little piece to camera. So it makes him seasick. So hopefully, Alex, I kept still this time and you don't feel quite so bad.
So thank you very much indeed. Don't forget the thumbs up. Or the thumbs down. Ready? Hey. Shh.